The only reason breakups are hard is because letting go is hard. And if people learn how to let go easier and understood the true mechanics of attachment, breakups would be so much easier. And in this video, I'm going to show you the scary truth of reality that will make breaking up and letting go easier than ever before. This is the video that I think you'll finally really be able to let go and come at peace with whatever's happened in your life, so that you can really either allow something new in or understand the vibration of the breakup in general. So in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what that is. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the true vibration of a breakup in relationship. And this could be a breakup with a person. I guess it could be a breakup with like an imaginary friend. It could be a break. It's loss in general. Attachment, letting go of attachment is a form of a breakup. I've had times before when I've been around friends that were more toxic, and in a way I had to break up with them. And that breakup felt not so comfortable, even though maybe I knew it was for the best. I remember one time I broke up with cannabis. I was smoking cannabis all day, every day back in 2012, and I had this knowing that I was going to stop doing it, and I made a decision to quit. And I didn't listen to that actually, and I ended up going to a smoke shop, getting this like glass piece. I smoked out of it, and I took in this hit, and as I was breathing it out, I just started bawling my eyes out. I started crying, and I felt a release of all of the energy inside of me that was so attached to that cannabis. It was a very spiritual, emotional experience, and for about 2 weeks after that, I felt pretty empty. I felt empty, like I felt like there was something missing in my life. And it's funny because that was an actual plant. It wasn't necessarily a person, but it was just as powerful as that. So this doesn't have to be just that of a person, although it'd probably be the most common thing that people are here for is a breakup with somebody else. But this is something that I've been through over the last 2 years. 2 years ago, I broke up, and we broke up. I broke up with somebody, and there was a period of time when there was a lot of emotions that I was running through and I was going through, and what made it easier was actually one article that I read, and it was an article that was on the letting go and meaning. That's what it was. It was on letting go and meaning, and it said this one thing that really changed it all for me and made it much easier for me to understand this. And it was also when I was learning about attachment as well, and how, you know, being attached to something was and how that causes resistance. But what it said is that when it comes to breakups, and the vibration of breakups, what makes them hard and challenging is that what we feel like we've lost is we've lost a sense of meaning. Think about that. The person that we were with meant something to us. There was a meaning that we gave to them. There was a reflection that we gave to them. And that meaning is something that was on autopilot. That meaning was something that we set when we got into a relationship with them. And if we find it hard to let go of the person, it's because we don't want to let go of the meaning. Sometimes this means that we don't want to let go of the potential of who they could have been. We don't want to let go of the story we tell ourselves about that person. For me, the belief that I had was the last person in a relationship that I was with like 2 years ago. This person I had very deep connection with, and I told myself this thing that I won't find somebody else this deep. This is the deepest connection I've had of yet, so if I were to let this go, I'm letting go of that part of myself. And I told myself that, and it kept me attached, because there's a payoff to being attached. The payoff is that it feels safe. A payoff is like an emotional kickback that we get from what we do, and a lot of times it's a negative thing, but we're not aware of it, so we continue to do it. So once I became aware that of the story I was telling myself, that this is the deepest thing I'll ever have, and that if I let that go, I'm letting go of a part of myself, it then made it a lot easier to let go, because I could see that I was generating the meaning. That's one of the secrets of this reality, by the way. Everything has no built-in meaning other than the meaning we give it. And when we set meaning on something in the past or in relationship, what makes it challenging to let go is the payoff we get or the sense of certainty we get from that. Now, here's the thing. Many of us, from our relationships, are replaying similar childhood dynamics over and over again, and we don't even know it. Here's what another thing that made the breakup much easier for me. I realized that dynamic was very similar to a childhood dynamic with me and my mom. Because when I was younger, it was like my mom was going through a lot of things, and I felt like there was this emotional unavailability that was there. She had the same thing when she was a kid, by the way. It's funny how these things tend to work in patterns. But basically what I found out that I did is I'd attract people that were emotionally unavailable. And what would happen is from attracting that, then I would constantly feel like I had to prove myself. And the game changer for me was realizing that this is the exact energy dynamic from my childhood. I'm trying to prove myself to somebody, or I'm trying to fix them so that then they can love me. These patterns that we have in relationship, we actually get addicted to them. I was addicted to the feeling of if I can help this person, if I can fix them, then they'll love me. And it's like I'm trying to do that to my childhood as well. And an important thing to remember with this process is that when it comes down to this, when it comes down to breakups in general, if you and somebody else broke up, if they broke up with you or you broke up with them, realize the breakup and the loss of that meaning that you are letting go of, all because it didn't work out doesn't mean you're not worthy. It does not mean you need to feel shame. The vibration of many breakups is that people are afraid of breaking up because they're afraid that it means there's some level of shame or there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. I realized that what I felt is I felt shame when I was a kid. I felt like I was broken. There's something wrong with me. And if I could just prove myself to the feminine, then finally I'd be enough. And what I had to do is I had to go through a process of embodiment, of getting in my own body and separating my stuff from my mom's stuff, my stuff from my ex's stuff. And as I did that, I realized this does not have anything to do with me. The mom stuff had nothing to do with me. The emotional unavailability had nothing to do with me. The divorce when I was 5 years old had nothing to do with me. It wasn't because I wasn't worthy or enough. It just was, but shame is an identity-based emotion. And when you start to realize that you are worthy, that you can let go of the shame, you can let go of the identity, you then start to become free. As I started to do that, I started to see new opportunities in my life. I started to attract deep relationships, people that I could see myself going deep with, and then I have attracted love that is just feels so good, and I can see now that I had to let go in order to allow in. And the same thing is true for you, but it's realizing that shame, that emotion, it does not have to do with you and your identity. Some people are afraid. I was talking to somebody else that went through a breakup recently, and she's like, well, what do I do if he finds somebody else? Well, she broke up with him, and it's a mutual breakup. If he finds somebody else, it doesn't make you any less worthy. Doesn't mean that you weren't good enough, but this other person is. Doesn't mean that at all. Maybe that person found somebody else that's going to keep replaying the same patterns over and over again. Maybe. And if they play that same patterns over and over, that's a better match for them now. Maybe you're not willing to play the games any longer. But for me, I had to realize a lot of the childhood, it's what relationships reflect back to me. But I realized that what makes breakups hard is letting go of meaning. And when you realize that you can have deep meaning with somebody else, you always find somebody, by the way, that's a reflection of the depth of who you are. I found somebody that I had a deep connection with, because I was going deeper within myself. I was more on my purpose, so I found somebody that was on their purpose. I was more in my authentic vibration. They were more in their authentic vibration. But as I've gone even deeper, it's like there's new reflections of that depth. And then you can go deep with somebody at that level. So you see, this is all about understanding the vibration of breakups, is about understanding the vibration of letting go of meaning. And you can recreate that same meaning with somebody else and even deeper. That's all that is. And the reason it is hard to let go of meaning is because you're afraid if you let go of that meaning, you're not going to be able to bring in the new meaning with somebody else. But the universe works in very mysterious ways. But I will tell you, it's very challenging to bring something new in until you let go of the old. Stop choosing people that are not choosing you in return. If you find that you are attracting either emotionally unavailable people that don't want to get close, or you're attracting people that don't want to commit to you, then it is due to a childhood wound that I'm going to be talking about in this video. And if you change this one thing, it will change the whole entire energy dynamic. But also, I'm going to explain to you why you may keep attracting this energy dynamic where people aren't choosing you, and how you can change that in the most powerful way. I've learned this recently, and it has completely transformed not only my outer reality with my dating life and just love in general, but also my inner reality and how I carry myself. So in this video, we're gonna talk about that right now. Now in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you why you may be attracting people that are not choosing you. And why does that happen? Why that be? Now, this is something I realized actually right over here. There's this, I'm in Sedona, and I'm looking, there's this patio that's looking out. I was talking to a buddy, Victor of mine, and we were talking about some of my old relationships and past like patterns that I've experienced. And it was so obvious how it was a complete reenactment of this childhood experience that I had when I was a kid, where things happen to where, it's very common that we have parents that may be emotionally unavailable. So what happens is we have a parent or parents that are emotionally unavailable because they're going through their own processes. It's not really their fault. Normally they also had emotionally unavailable parents as well. So that's why they are that way. But nonetheless, I found that because of that energy dynamic when I was a kid of craving, I guess, that nurturing or that attention or that kind of like that just energy in general of that nurturing, that love, that what I did is that energy felt familiar. So what I would do is I would attract women into my life that wouldn't necessarily choose me, or they would have these big like intimacy blocks, or they'd have their own stuff going on to where that they wouldn't want to commit. And I had to say, why is that? And in an epiphany, in a realization, I realized that it's the same exact energy dynamic from when I was a kid. From when I was looking, imagine we're like these little babies, and we're like looking up, and we're like looking at our mom, we're looking at our dad, and we're just like cuckoo caca like that. And then imagine at a certain point, your mom or your dad's going through something and they stop paying attention to you. You can feel that they're not emotionally present. So in that moment, we start getting anxious, we start feeling kind of weird. We're like, what is going on here? Maybe if I change myself, maybe if I could, maybe if I act a certain way, maybe I'll get more attention or more love and adoration. And then what happens is there's a seed that is planted where we don't feel worthy. We think there's something broken with us. We think that there's something wrong with us as the self, as the identity. And then what happens is because we believe we're broken, we then go into future relationships with that underlying notion. I am broken. There's literally a sense of shame there. There's a sense of lack of worthiness. And then what happens is these people will put up with people that won't choose them because it's in the same way, it's them like either trying to fix that person. It's like we're trying to fix our partners so that then they can love us. Just like we'd wish we could fix our parents so that they can love us too. And the problem with that is that then we choose people that aren't choosing us because that energy dynamic feels familiar from when we were kids. So really what this is it's an addiction to an energy dynamic that feels comfortable and familiar, even though it's not necessarily positive. A lot of times when we say, I have a very deep connection with this person, and maybe it's a toxic relationship, deep connection is a lot of times synonymous with familiar connection. It feels familiar. It feels like it did when I was a kid. And that was a harsh reality that I had to realize. And then I had to say, if you're attracting people that aren't choosing you, it's because you're not choosing yourself. And they're mostly not choosing themselves either. They're trying to do something to please their family. They're trying to do something, or they're holding themselves back from themselves in some way because maybe they have their own intimacy issues. But if you find that you're not choosing people that choose you, it's because you're not choosing yourself. The key to this, by the way, is vulnerability. It is authentically expressing yourself more clearly and to stop playing this game where people aren't choosing you. It is not authentic for you to be in a relationship with somebody that's not choosing you. It may feel like it because of the story of the familiar pattern from when you were a kid, but the key to this is realizing that it may not be authentic. The best thing you could probably do is just be vulnerable, to share with people how you feel, to put yourself out there. Yes, it might open you up to them rejecting you, or you to making a clear cut to where you say, hey, this is the way I want this dynamic or this relationship. And if they say, no, that's fearful, or I can't choose you right now, then that's okay. Then make that choice from that level of awareness. I'm seeing a lot of people going through breakups right now, a lot of different friends, and it's very obvious. And what makes it hard is the story that this person, and they keep choosing people that aren't choosing them. And I'm like, what are you doing? I did it too, though, so I get it. The moment I started choosing myself, other people then started choosing me. Isn't that interesting how it works? That's really the key to magnetic energy, but it's also being vulnerable with yourself. People that attract emotionally unavailable people are normally also people that have a certain level of emotional unavailability. They say, I want someone that's emotionally available, but it may not feel familiar for you. You may find that you're not attracted to people that are emotionally available. It seems too boring for you. You see, we are addicted to the same childhood pattern dynamics from when we're kids. And the key to this is becoming aware of why that is. And the key to this healing is realizing this concept. This was a game changer. This completely changed my life. Having an emotionally unavailable parent, having a partner that's emotionally unavailable, and ending that relationship, it was realizing that it had nothing to do with me. Mom or dad's emotional unavailability when you're a kid had nothing to do with you. Your dad cheating on your mom when you're a kid had nothing to do with you. Your parents divorcing had nothing to do with you. When we're kids, we're little narcissists that think it's all about us. And then we develop a belief that says I'm broken, and we carry that with us into our relationships. It had nothing to do with you. You are worthy for being you. Your ex leaving you does not mean you're unworthy. It just didn't work out. It wasn't the energy dynamic that was in resonance. You've changed and you've outgrown it. So the key to this is realizing that in the same way your partner and you not choosing you doesn't mean you're not worthy. It's only there to reinforce the belief that you are unworthy, because you believe that right now because when you were a kid, you also had somebody not giving you your needs and you thought you were unworthy then. That was their shit. Your responsibility is to stop taking responsibility for their stuff, to draw the line, to say that's their stuff, not yours. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the ideas behind attracting a specific person that changed the whole entire game. On my YouTube channel, I have had so many people reach out to me asking for more advice as to how to attract a specific person. And the feedback that I get from the things that I suggest really do work. And what you have to do is you just have to apply it, and you have to know and almost have this frame of energy behind what you do. Now, here is the thing about attracting a specific person that holds so many people back. Understand that anything you focus on, you send energy to. Now, if when you are focusing on this person, you are feeling resistance, or you are feeling like they aren't currently in your life, then you are sending them resistant energy that they can feel, because energy is contagious. So the problem with attracting a specific person is that when you lock all your focus on one person, if they're not acting in according to the way you would like them to, they're not returning back your phone call or your text message, they're not asking or having a strong desire to go meet up with you somewhere or to go out on a date, then what happens is you feeling that resistance and focusing on them is sending that energy to them. So for this is about understanding attention and energy. Attention and energy. Whatever you put your attention on, you send energy to, and however you feel when you're focused on it is where that energy is going. That is the energy being projected out. Now, the other problem with understanding this, and the first part of this process, the first thing that you must know about attracting a specific person is that whatever you put attention on, and if you're focusing on them, which if you're focusing on a specific person, then you are focused on just that one person, then what happens is you end up creating the resistance towards being projected out to them, and they can then feel that. So many times I've seen it to where maybe, you ever seen it to where somebody is in a relationship and then maybe that relationship doesn't go well and they break up, and one person in that relationship really wants to be in a relationship with someone else, and that with that person that they broke up with, but the other person's kind of not interested anymore, and maybe after the breakup they're stressing about it, they're talking to their friends about it, and they're they're really not emotionally, they emotionally want that person back. Then what happens is that person's not returning their phone calls or text messages, the other person they broke up with or that broke up with them. Then what they do is they go out to a club, they go with their friends, they go out, they just go to a friend's house and they hang out, and they start to forget about the ex. They start to just be in their own movie. Well, then a lot of times what happens? Then that ex, that person then texts back, because they can emotionally feel that withdrawal of attention, that withdrawal of needy type energy. You see, this is an energy dynamic type play that's going on. And what happens is when you aren't the star of your own movie and you want to be the cameo in someone else's movie, it then is something that doesn't work in your favor, because you're there to support the lead role, the lead actor or actress. You see, this is about you claiming your star role and knowing that anything you focus on, you're sending energy to, and how you feel when you focus on them is sending them energy. So what is the key to this then? The key to this is focusing more on you, focusing more on yourself, on you being the star of your own movie. And I'll tell you this as well, when it comes to attracting a specific person, when it comes to this, understand that you attract what you are. You attract a reflection of where you currently are. The specific person that you're thinking about right now, you're thinking about because of your current thoughts, feelings, and emotions. However, it may be that when you start to become the hero of your own movie, the star of your own movie, you might not be as interested in that specific person because your standards may raise. You see? You might start to realize that this person you were getting all needy about and all heady about actually isn't the real focus. It was almost like an idea in your mind that you began to think more and more about, and then that became something that you thought, this is the person, this is the one. But you might eventually start to realize that maybe you deserve even more. Maybe as you get to your core and you start to become the star of your own movie, you start to do what you're passionate about, and you realize that this specific person that you were focused on is not doing what they're passionate about. And maybe part of your attraction to them was that you weren't doing what you were passionate about, they're not doing what they're passionate about, and maybe you would have more in common in that way. You see? When you're doing what you're passionate about, you will find other people doing what they're passionate about, and that's when you're being your true self. But you have to first get to your core in order to find out what that is, and to realize that if you're chasing someone else or wanting a specific person in your life, you might be trying to be the cameo in their movie, and they can feel that too. It's a very different energy than you being the star of your own movie. Imagine I go out to a club or somewhere, some spiritual club where we all go namaste and we drink kombucha and we just chill with each other. And then imagine that I'm just having fun with friends, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm the star of my own movie, and I'm just having fun, and I just want to elevate the mood and just to have fun, and that's a certain energy. But imagine that then I go and I'm drinking my kombucha, and I want to be in everyone else's movie, and I want people to like me, and I want to control what people think, and there's a specific person right over there, and if they would just act a certain way, and if I go up to them and I really try to like impress them or get into to tell them how awesome they are, and amplify how, you see what I mean? It's a different energy. But when you're the star of your own movie, you create a gravity, and then people want to be around you. So that's the first part of attracting a specific person that you probably have never really thought of before with this. But the first thing you do is just elevate your own mood. Elevate how you feel. Have more fun with the process. So many people trying to attract a specific person have such a seriousness about it. I have to do this, as if it's like some type of Mission Impossible. It's like dun 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 dun. I gotta get to this person. I gotta try to attract them into my life. Dun 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 dun. It's like, just calm down. Have fun with it. You're the star of your own movie. You see, if it's serious, then you create this resistance. And remember, whatever you focus on when you're feeling that resistance, or whatever you focus on, you send energy to. If you're feeling resistance when you focus on it, you're sending resistant energy to it. So it's like dun 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 dun, resistance. And then they're feeling that, and they're like, whoa, buddy, calm down, okay? They're like, there's no mission here. Then they feel that mission, right? So it's about being aware of that. Now, the second thing that you must understand when attracting a specific person is anytime, whisper for effect, anytime you put someone on a pedestal, you want to know what you do? You vibrationally separate yourself from them. There they are up there on the pedestal. Oh my God, it'd be so amazing if you just just do something with me, go out on a date or something, it'd be so amazing. This specific person right here on a pedestal all the way up there. Can't you see me all the way down here? Hi, you're so amazing. But when you make anything important, you put it on a pedestal. And if you're trying to attract a specific person, then you're most likely putting them on a pedestal. And it's like they can feel that. Once again, it's an energy dynamic type thing. Now the key, what is the key to this? What is the solution to this? Don't put it on a pedestal. Don't put them on a pedestal. Realize you're good either way. You're good either way. You're an infinite spiritual being. You're already whole and complete. Sharing your life with someone is cool, but this specific person, by thinking about how amazing it is and how it's almost like saying, like, our self-image, the way we see ourselves, has a lot to do with what we experience. And if we put someone on a pedestal, we're saying that our self-image is down here and they're up here. You see, it'd be so amazing if you were in my life, but the thing is to the version of you that is with that person, it's not so amazing and up on a pedestal, it's just natural. You see, it's just natural for you. It is natural for you to attract someone that relates to you in that way. It is natural for you. You're good either way because you're not dependent on the outcome. You see, it's a different energy dynamic. But then what that means is that your self-image might not be linked up to you seeing yourself as the kind of person that just has somebody that resonates with you. You see, that's the key. It's realizing what is your self-image. Be aware of your self-image. That's the first thing. Most people just are not aware of their self-image. You might see yourself as somebody that's single, that would love to be in a relationship. And if that's how you see yourself, then that's the reality you're going to experience. You're going to think thoughts equal to that. You're going to have emotions equal to that and actions equal to that you're going to take. And it's just going to reaffirm that reality. The key to this, though, is being aware of that self-image. Being aware that you see yourself here and you see them up there. And then what is the key to that? Is starting to realize and to let go of what you think keeps you into this lower paradigm. Letting go of that. Becoming aware of the beliefs is 90% of it. Just become aware of the belief that you think that you're not worthy of that. And realize you're good either way. You're good either way. You know, I do this analogy sometimes, but imagine if I was like, it'd be so amazing if you would just like this video. Can you just like this video? Could you do me a favor and smash the like button? Just like this video. It's very important that you do because there's so many benefits to liking this video. You see, that's a very resistant type energy. And if I had it on a pedestal, I'd be even afraid to say that. Like, hey, can you like this video? Can you? And you would feel that energy because I'd be resistant about it. But if instead, now watch this. If I was like, listen, I hope you're liking this video right now. It's pretty natural. Natural course of this is like you watching this video, you're watching this video like 10, 12 minutes in right now. If you like this video and you're watching this far in, could you do me a favor and just smash that like button? Like, I'm cool either way. Like, if you do it or not, it's okay. But it'd be really cool if you did. Because what it does is it shows that you like this video, and maybe I'll make more videos on how to attract a specific person or how to attract love in your life videos. Maybe I'll do something like that. But to be honest, I'm cool either way. You don't have to like it, but you could. You see, there's a much different, but I also see it as natural. I kind of have this, not expectation, but I think it's natural for you to get value out of this video. And if you do, then to hit the like button, you see, it's natural. Which one feels better? Which one do you want to smash the like button on? Do you want to smash the like button now? Or would you like to smash the like button now? Seems pretty natural. Seems like the cool thing to do. So for real, if you smash that like button, I really appreciate it. But I'm cool either way. You see what I mean? That's the difference. That energy dynamic there makes all the difference. So it's natural for you to attract love into your life. It's natural for you to have people that gravitate towards you. It's natural for you to be the star of your own movie. It's natural. Now the third thing that you must know about that of attracting a specific person that you might not have thought of has to do with just, this is one of the biggest things. And it has to do with self-love and letting go. Self-love and letting go. Now, here's something as well. In the top of the description box below, I'm going to put a meditation that has over 1 million views. And if you read the comments of this meditation, it has the most profound experiences. You could just scroll down. It's a YouTube video. Scroll down in the comments. I attracted love after 10 days of listening to this meditation. I attracted love doing this. The next day this happened. After I listened to this meditation, within hours this happened. I was looking at the comments the other day on this video and it absolutely blew me away. And what this video does is it gets you to a certain state to where you believe and you know that you can attract love into your life. You see, the belief is a very powerful part of this process. And if you believe you're worthy of love, you tap into the self-love within yourself, you then see it on the outer reality and other people can feel it. So many people have attracted love using this meditation and listening to it for 21 days that the whole third point of this is feeling that self-love within yourself and vibrationally resonating with that love. So if you want a process, what I recommend you do, you want to attract a specific person, you want to attract love in general, listen to the meditation at the top of the description box below for 21 days and read the comments to see what's possible. Don't take my word for it. Look at hundreds of comments of people, literally hundreds of comments of people that have said they have had that experience of attracting love, and listen to it, commit to it for 21 days. 21 days is what helps to repattern the energy field. 21 days is what really starts to develop powerful momentum. So it's on, I think it's titled The Most Powerful Meditation of Attracting Love and Relationships into Your Life or something like that. But it's right in the top of the description box. I'll also link it in the comments below as well. But just know that for this process, the more self-love you give yourself, the more you're going to exude that out, the more other people are going to think about it. And, you know, I've made a video before as well on attracting a specific person, and that video did really well. And one of the things I think really resonate with people is to let go of trying to attract a specific person. It's not what you might want to hear, but the thing is when you let go of it, then you can actually have it. I know that sounds like a paradox. Let go of trying to want it, of trying to have it. Let go, because when you let go, you give it freedom. You give it freedom, and you might be holding yourself back with this one person you want to attract. What if there's somebody that could resonate with you even more, but you're blocking them out because you're focused on just this one person, you see? But the thing is when you let go, then you're more likely to actually have it because you're not attached to it. You're not needy of it. You're not vibrationally setting it mixed energy. You see, let go of it completely and trust the course of your life. Trust that things will happen when they're meant to happen. Trust that by you being the star of your own movie, that things will start to happen for you. You see, when you change this energy, everything begins to change. But if you completely let go of trying to attract that specific person, you have so much more of a high chance of attracting them into your life. Trying to control it from the level of the ego and from the level of the limited mind is what causes the resistance. Let go and allow the universe to bring it to you by being the star of your own movie, focusing on yourself, by understanding that anything you focus on, you're sending energy to, and any way you feel is also being projected. So focus on you, focus on having fun, focus on enjoying the process, focus on knowing that you're worthy, whole, and complete. You're good already. You don't need this specific person in your life to be happy. You got a lot going on. You're an amazing catch just by yourself. You're whole and complete just by yourself. And yes, it'd be fun to share your life with someone else and to have experiences with someone else, but you're good either way. Part of your self-image is knowing that that will happen in the time it's meant to happen. And right now in your life, it's about you tapping more into yourself. The best relationship you'll ever have is with you. You are an amazing person. You're meant to be the star of your own movie. And the way you get there is by realizing it now. This video right here, this is one of the most powerful videos that I made, and I highly recommend that you watch it because it'll help you with what you learned in this video. When we're attached, what we do is we create resistance, and this resistance is dependent on how someone else is responding or not responding to our own energy. Now,